The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? Well, it looks like we have a good old-fashioned witch fight on our hands. Magical powers doesn't help the sting of rejection as Amber and Scott discuss Wicked for Good. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Okay. I did not have a Wicked Witch Scarecrow sex scene on my 2025 radar. Or bingo card. I meant to say bingo card. My 2025 bingo card. We're live and I don't edit.
Yeah. Spoilers, folks, if you haven't seen the film yet, but you absolutely should because everybody else on the planet is doing that.
Yeah, but I say if you haven't seen it, you're probably the only one in your group.
Yeah, it's only been out for a couple of days, but I'm pretty sure 75% of the human population on Earth has seen it. So, folks, we are talking about Wicked for Good. Elphaba, now demonized as the Wicked Witch of the West, lives in exile, hidden within the Ozian forest while continuing her fight for the freedom of Oz's silenced animals and desperately trying to expose the truth she knows about the wizard.
It's funny. I don't know what order they're going to come out in, but you and I had just recorded an episode on Zootopia 2 where I discussed that winners write history. Mm-hmm. And this couldn't be more plain than here. Like, Elphaba, clearly not a bad person.
No, Elphaba is the protester. She is the activist.
Yeah,
she's the one who sees the wrong and the animals being robbed of their voices and the wizard misleading the entire town of Oz.
But history is written by winners and those in power. And those in power didn't see it the same way. And they needed a good bad guy. And, green skin works for that.
Yeah, and that's a whole other social exploration there. But yeah, as soon as Wicked ends and Elphaba stands up to the wizard and flies off, Wicked for Good starts off with her living in exile and trying to educate the population that the wizard isn't all that and he's lying to them. But the people trust the wizard. Yeah.
If you are able to convince a large enough percentage of the population that you're a good person and a good ruler, then it becomes nearly impossible to convince them otherwise.
And sometimes it's not even about being a good leader and a good ruler. It's about what you're familiar with. People generally, as a rule, aren't necessarily gung-ho for change. They'll put up with something that's mediocre or okay over the unknown. And Elphaba is the unknown. She quickly got branded in this film with posters and
banners or
skywriting. Replicas of her as the Wicked Witch. I wouldn't say statues.
Effigies?
Yeah, okay. And just giving her the moniker. She is the Wicked Witch of the West. And obviously people aren't going to listen to anyone that takes away what they know.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you can brand somebody in a negative light and have it stick.
Like little Marco Rubio.
Well, that's precisely where I was going to go, is that as much as I utterly despise the man, Trump has done a good job at learning how to do that. He tries to cast a negative light, a nickname, a negative nickname onto people, and supposing that sticks with people, then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter what they were.
Yeah, and when your moniker is the Wicked Witch of the West, I mean, what prayer do you have there?
Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot if you don't have much of a voice.
So let's start off with what you would do if you were Glinda, because Glinda knows the truth. She knows that Elphaba isn't this evil, terrible person. She knows that the wizard is lying, but she also has limited potential. Her magic, her powers are extremely average to below average, and she wants to be special.
She's pretty and well-liked. Those are her witch powers.
Yeah. So
I mean, really, it seems like that's really what it was. Like, that she actually didn't truly have powers, but the ability to get people behind her in of itself is a power.
Yeah, and she was pretty, and that's also
she sang really well too. She had a good voice.
Yeah, maybe she should be a singer.
Maybe. If this whole acting thing doesn't work out.
Yeah. So, what would you do if you were Glinda and you knew the truth? You knew that the wizard was bad and lying and manipulative and behind robbing the animals of their voices, and you knew Glinda was actually good and being targeted for hate and outrage by the villagers. What would you do if you were in her spot? Would you just do what she did and trying to just capitalize on the opportunity to rise as this beautiful governing presence in Oz?
Outside protesting can eventually get to change, but let me tell you, if you can get an inside job on that, it's way more effective. And that's kind of where I felt like Glinda was. Like, she can't tip her hand to the people around her that, like, hey, I really don't dislike the Wicked Witch, and I think she's right. And I mean, while she wasn't necessarily active, but she really couldn't be actively in that role. She just needed to try to play somewhat facilitator when she could, and sometimes that didn't necessarily look like as much as you would want her to be. And sometimes it doesn't look like that at all if all of a sudden somebody thinks somebody stole their man.
Yeah. We'll dig into the
cat fight
with
what witch fight.
We'll dig in with what happened with Prince Fiero shortly. So, Glinda, you're right. She is the insider. She is the one that's going to try to facilitate a reunion between Elphaba and the wizard and to try and make nice. And although not, as a political activist like Elphaba is, her role does still give her influence because she is within the system, and you need someone within the system to be an ally.
Gives her a massive amount of influence, and she was smart in the respect, again, that she didn't attempt to just start using that influence right away. She attempted to get more influence. Like, you want to build as much influence around yourself as you possibly can, because once you have that influence, then you can get out a differing message and have it be more heard.
So what would you do if you were Elphaba? You were trying to do the right thing to make sure that the people in Oz weren't misled and lied to. You're trying to let people know that the animals who they used to live in harmony with as equals have been robbed of their voices, that they're being driven out and oppressed. And now you are sent into exile to keep from being killed.
Yeah, but I say you're a fugitive, essentially, at that point. Well, for one, as a fugitive, I mean, anything you do is basically got to be like guerrilla-type tactics. Swoop in, get a message, get out. Because if you're captured, you're screwed.
And that's hard when you're dealing with people who have magical powers, because one time Elphaba does try to skywrite a message into the sky, and it is changed to make it look like a threat.
Yeah, and without tipping my hand into real life stuff, like, as you know, I have a issue right now with a fairly large corporation that is going to be nearly impossible to do anything with. I mean, realistically, that doesn't mean you're not trying. That doesn't mean you don't do what you can to try to affect that outside change. Because, I mean, Elphaba is me, and the Wizard and the Oz is the corporation. Like,
my gosh,
you're trying.
You are not Elphaba. You are fighting a big corporation for for a situation that is unique to you and personal to you. Elphaba is fighting for the betterment of everybody in society in Oz.
Yeah, and in fairness, mine is on the right side of being legal. And the company is doing something illegal. Again, I'm not going into details, but for me, it absolutely is.
It's the principle of the matter.
Well, yeah, it's a principle of the matter. It's corporations, and funny enough, I mean, I suppose this works too. Corporations and large companies can get away with doing things that are illegal / bad if there's no accountability and no enforcement to it. Like, if nobody stops the wizard from silencing the animals and doing all of that, then it's fine.
Well, I mean, it's not fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, laws without enforcement are guidelines. And you can't expect people to necessarily follow guidelines. So, yeah, I mean, not to mention that if you're in power, you could just write the laws to be the way you want them to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Any sort of power can definitely be misused. And that leads in nicely to what happened with Nessa Rose, which was Elphaba's sister, who winds up being mayor of a town in the east. And her love interest from Wicked, Bach, is with her, and then ultimately decides he wants to leave and go back to Oz to declare his love for Glinda, who's going to get married to Prince Fiero. And we'll go there in just a minute. I know you're eager to go there. But before we do, Bach tries to leave because he's going to declare his love for Glinda, and Nessa Rose basically strips him of his rights as a little people. What's
Munchkin?
Munchkin, yeah. And he cannot leave. And so he's trapped.
Well, the bigger problem of it was that she didn't like being not scorned, but essentially rejected. So she's like, if my sister can read this book, maybe I can read this book too. And she starts chanting into the book, not knowing what she's saying, and all of a sudden they screw with his heart.
Okay, you're jumping there.
I'm jumping,
and we're not there yet.
I'm apparently jumping.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
So Nessa Rose is abusing her power to keep Brock within her life. And at that point, he does come back because he can't leave, but he's essentially an indentured servant to her. And obviously at that point has no interest in, being her friend, much less than a boyfriend or anything like that, because she has stripped him away of his rights. What would you do if you were Bach in trying to leave and do this thing and then realize that the person that you had been spending time with was abusing their power and restricting your free ability to travel anywhere and keeping you prisoner, essentially?
I mean, this is when you got to play the internal politics. I mean, like, I am very much on a lot of things an ends justifies the means guy. And, okay, maybe he's not that into her, but maybe he has to play nice. Maybe he has to act a certain way to get a certain result. And let me tell you, if the negative result is becoming an indentured servant, I'll make her think I'm whatever I need her to think for me to position myself the way I need to. Now, obviously, if you're him, you're positioning yourself for the long-term out.
It's like we've talked about with some other films where if you're kidnapped or something, you go along to make it yourself seem like you're not going to be a problem for them.
Yeah, don't be the problem, because you will be able to get so much more done if you're not the problem. So
yeah.
But he was going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, he was angry and upset, and he definitely let her know it. Now, I know you're eager to move on to scarecrows and tin men and all of that goodness, so go ahead. Thank you for being patient.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you were actually impatient, but we're here now, so go ahead.
I mean, after Elphaba made it so that she was no longer Governor Hot Wheels,
Nessa Rose.
Yeah.
Nessa Rose. Yeah.
Which is
Governor Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, that's also the guy who runs Texas. Is Governor Hot Wheels.
Okay.
I've actually that's not even the term I made up. I heard that and I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, he's announced his re-election campaign where he's rolling on. Literally, that was part of it. That's just a political aside. Governor Abbott in Texas is disabled in a wheelchair. But she got herself some ruby slippers.
That bothered me in that the ruby slippers in this film weren't ruby colored. That bothered me. Why the heck were they not ruby colored? Like, did they not have the budget for some red? What was that all about?
I'm slightly confused. Maybe
Nessa Rose's shoes were like, I don't know, silver, white, clear, jewelry kind of stuff. They were not ruby red.
Well, they weren't until Elphaba cast the spell on them. And then she flew up and it was the heat or warmth or something that turned them fire red.
But even when Dorothy was wearing them, they were not red. Later in the film at the castle, when Dorothy was wearing them, they were not red. I noticed this bugged me.
In fairness, we have women noticing shoes.
Unfair advantage.
Definite, probably unfair advantage. I thought they were, but then again,
boy,
she was wearing shoes.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and do your Tin Man Scarecrow spiel.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude already screwed up.
Which dude? Are we
What's
talking What's his
the
name?
Munchkin?
Bach.
Thank you. My job's not to remember characters' names. That's yours. No, Bach screwed up already. He pissed her off. She cast a spell that she didn't know what the hell she was doing. She basically wrecked his heart. Like, he's going to die. And Elphaba was like, I'm going to save him. And I'm going to save him by removing his heart and the need to have the heart. Which, pissed him off. I've got a freaking metal funnel on my head now. What the hell?
Yeah, you're a Munchkin one moment, and the next minute you are made of tin.
Yeah, and that's when you're not just wicked; you're both wicked. You're from the west. You're from the east.
Yeah, that's true. So yes, you were also talking earlier about Scarecrow. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, after the cat fight, when Fira came back and he was trying to.
Long story short,
he was trying
Prince Fiero and Glinda were going to get married, and Prince Fiero wound up chasing after Elphaba after all and leaving Glinda.
Wow, let me tell you, that is bro or sis code. Like, you don't do that. You don't take your bestie's man, even if that man throws himself at you. You like, if that's your bestie's man, you don't freaking do that.
But he was hot. I mean, that you do it if he's hot, right?
Wow. Wow. I think I just learned so much about you just now. So much.
Okay,
Elphaba was like, hey, if you want it, come and get it.
Yeah.
Let's go hang out and that was.
So what would you do?
But
if you were Glinda and your BFF,
but
basically went off with your fiance on your wedding day, what would you do?
That would not be my BFF anymore.
Yeah, I think I'd throw down.
I mean, for one, I'm obviously pissed at the guy. I have more anger towards the guy than I do towards Elphaba because he's the one who came out and said. But that said, like, he's kryptonite at that point. You can't touch him. Your BFF's man on their wedding day leaves her and tries to get with For one, what does that say about him?
Yeah, and you know what? This is actually a good what would you do?
Bad news.
Is because Prince Fiero did he was really into Elphaba. And when she got driven away, he kind of found himself in this default relationship with Glinda. And then Glinda declared, like, hey, we're getting married. He's like, oh, okay. And this What Would You Do is really about not going along. Use your voice. Use your voice. If you're not into someone, you got to let them know.
I mean, Fiera clearly liked his women like he liked his coffee.
Green?
With a lot of mint in it. Just a lot of mint.
A lot of mint?
Yes, mint is green.
Well, who puts mint in coffee?
No one. But how many people have sex scenes with people who are green? Nobody.
I mean,
so there you go.
I'm sure there's Martian movies that do.
There's probably someone who likes mint in their coffee. Well, I mean, like,
who's putting mint? You can put mint in hot chocolate. I think a better analogy is mint in hot chocolate because mint in hot chocolate is really good. It's like
that's not
junior
the
mint.
saying. That's not the joke.
The joke is put mint in your coffee?
No, the joke is like your women like you like your coffee.
Okay. This is a really bad.
Have you never heard that before? The general response to that is, yeah, hot and black.
But who puts mint in coffee? That sounds really yucky.
What do you want to put in
unless
it?
Unless it's like some sort of frappuccino or ice blended where there's like chocolate.
Matcha?
No, I don't do matcha. Where it's like chocolate and then you add mint. So maybe it's like an ice blended with chocolate.
You know, I'm just gonna be honest. I didn't really think that one through. So
it shows.
I kind of just went with whatever I had that was green that could be like a creamer flavored.
You didn't expect to be called out on it.
No, I really didn't. I thought we've spent a lot of time discussing my choice of the word mint in that joke.
Well, it sounds yucky.
I mean, I've had mint creamer in a coffee. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Have you, or are you just saying that?
No, I actually have.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
I'm not gonna...
you also eat a lot of things that most people don't.
Eat a lot of things.
That most people don't.
By the way, newsflash, boys and girls, I eat a lot of things.
Yeah. So, final thoughts on Wicked for good.
Wait, are we all the way at final thoughts?
I mean,
we're definitely not at final thoughts.
Okay,
no way.
What else do you want to talk about?
At the very least, we've got to cover the whole thing at the end where Elphaba is basically willing to be the martyr in for the cause and put an end to it by allowing Dorothy to slay her. And so, at the very least, everyone's of this opinion that this is what is happening, and this is an insanely selfless act. Like, would you be willing to quell all of this turmoil that had gotten out of control by letting yourself die?
Yeah, but okay, guys, seriously, I know I said this earlier, I know it's the beginning of the podcast, but if you've not seen this, please don't listen any further. But we know she doesn't really.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. She trapdoored that.
Yeah.
So that she was hidden, and then her and the Scarecrow, lived happily ever after. Who knew that the Scarecrow, all this time, was an inside agent for the Wicked Witch? I need to go back and rewatch Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Prince Fiero is he definitely has some patchworky kind of skin.
I feel like the first movie though had Elphaba with a little bit more venom towards the Scarecrow than she did in this one. And we didn't even discuss why he was turned to the Scarecrow, because after he saved Elphaba, basically all the guards and everyone turned on him and started beating the living crap out of him. Like, literally, we're going to beat him to death. And Elphaba...
And they put him up on the thing that a scarecrow is kind of the mock cross.
Yeah,
when
so
you have a scarecrow.
Elphaba is like, how do I make it so that this guy doesn't have all his bones busted and just like a complete heap from all of this? So she turns him into basically a scarecrow, a thing that like a beating doll or whatever.
A dammit-doll?
A dammit-doll.
Yeah. Instead of bones, he has hey now.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Oof.
Don't dream it's over.
I'm sorry. I did not. Bad. I also did not think that if someone sang on this particular episode that it was going to be her and not me.
Sometimes it just comes to me.
But yeah, I mean, good on her. I know they were like, we can never come back or say anything. That's where I'm going to disagree. Yes,
I think you can come back for a Wicked 3 and say something.
But you needed to fake your death. You need to go away for a while. and let Glinda like have everything fully quelled down. And obviously they do their little musical number at the end and how they're besties forever, even though she dies. So like if Glinda got to see Elphaba again, like she's going to lose her mind. Like, yay, I'm happy. She's basically got rid of the old regime, told the wizard to kick his ass back to Kansas. And though that is interesting that we later discover that the wizard is Elphaba's dad.
Dun, dun, dun!
Yeah.
So many unexpected things happen in this film.
Yeah. But yeah, kicked his ass back to Kansas, got the other witch, the meteorologist.
Yeah, Madam What's-Her-Face.
Yeah, the one who, they dropped a house on her, baby. Okay, maybe I was going to sing a little bit. And not well. Yeah, got her, who's the actual bad guy in this. Like, she's the string puller. Like, gets her gone, and like everything's harmonious. Glinda basically is in charge now, so Elphaba can come back. And Glinda's like, hey, yeah, we're cool. We're cool. We got rid of the real problem. So.
Well, and Glinda would likely feel better about losing her guy when she realized he's nothing but a sack of hay.
Yeah, that's true.
With really bad skin.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely brings a way different thought to the term rolling around in the hay. Take a roll in the hay.
Wow. Wow. That was bad.
I mean, I'm not the one made of straw.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.